Welcome to Rick's Corner, brought to you by Old School Labs, the brand I trust and the only one I put my name to. Use my code DRASIN12 on the link below.
Welcome to Rick's Corner. The man, the myth, the legend. Now on with the show.
Welcome to Rick's Corner. Many people have asked me over the years, what's the best time to start working out? Is it your teenage years? Should you wait till you're 20? Is 12 too young? You know, I mean, it's like all various factors, but let me start back a little bit when I started training and I entered a few shows. Back in those days, there were teenage contests. You had you had Mr. Teenage America, won by Vic Tanny Jr. And he trained with us, and his dad was Vic Tanny. If you all remember, the Vic Tanny gyms, they were all over the place. They were like a 24-hour fitness. They were huge. Vic had a brother named Armand. Armand was also a competitor back in the 50s, and he was a writer for Joe Weider. Wrote all of his articles on training. Arnold was a very good guy, and he had a daughter named Mandy. And I went out with Mandy for a while. Mandy also competed in the teenage contest for the girls and won a lot. She also wrote for Joe Weider, and she had a cookbook out on training. So I'm going way, way back to those days when, they were a long time ago. But I think that, I think anywhere around 14 or 15 probably a good time to start. Maybe 14 is too young, but it just depends on the person. It depends on your body type, depends on if you're masculine, if you've grown into your manhood, or if you're still, really spurting up there. But I found that 15, 16 years old is probably okay. You don't want to overdo it, but you want to at least train a little bit, medium weight, not heavy weight, and get yourself in some sort of foundation shape. Maybe take up powerlifting, for example, because that's a good basis for everything. It gives you a well-rounded strength body and helps your physique as well. I started with powerlifting, not knowing much about bodybuilding at all, bench press, deadlift, and squat. And I liked it. It seemed to develop my body pretty well, even my arms, even though I wasn't working arms. And I was around 16 years old. I didn't have a lot of equipment. I had homemade stuff for the YMCA that wasn't really that well made. I remember they had a calf machine, and nobody likes to do calves, but it was one of those things where it would hang on a spindle and rock back and forth as you're using it, hitting you in the shins. That was not a fun thing to do. Their pull-down machine, they had a cable, but the cable wasn't today's cable. It's one of those cables that wear out real quick, and all the wires stick out all over the place, and they cut you in the chest and stomach when you make it come down. But I made it work for me, and I was at 16 years old. By 17, I was getting a pretty decent body. I didn't know a lot about diet, and today there's an advantage because diet is everything, and we do know a lot about diet. So I ate pretty much anything and still made good progress and drank a lot of milk. Now, if you take someone today around 15 or 16 and you start to train them and you put them on a good nutritional program, they're going to make a lot better progress real quick because it's all about what you eat as well as your training. And it's good for them not only physically but mentally. They'll excel more in sports and school. They'll feel better about themselves. They'll probably get better grades. They'll have more friends. They'll listen to their parents. And they'll do something productive that's good for them. So I would say that around 15 is a good age. And the same thing for the girls. I see so many girls today, anywhere from 12, 13, 14, 15, that are really out of shape. I mean, they're like 20, 30 pounds overweight easily. And I can't imagine what they're eating. I don't know if they're eating out of just boredom or out of frustration or out of depression or what, but they're very heavy and heavier than the guys. The guys don't seem to gain weight like that. So I think you need to get to the root of that problem, see what's going on. If you get them to the gym, get them to eat right, they'll create a habit as they get older and they'll fall into a lifestyle. Now, I'm not saying that everybody has to be a bodybuilder because that's not what it's all about, but at least be in shape. Pick a sport that you like, get to the gym, get some exercise, and eat properly. Eat a well-balanced meal. It doesn't always have to be the high protein, low carb. It's not for everybody, but at least well-balanced with vegetables and fish and chicken and things that go with that. And you'll have a much better body for it. Now, as you get older, your body changes. And now, what happens as you become more an adult, for the men, you get more maturity. and you get more mature muscle, and your body looks more mature. Even into your 30s and 40s, you'll gain hard muscle. I mean, thick, hard muscle that you just don't lose that quick. Now, for the women, when they reach about 22 and they get around 23 to 25, they start gaining weight. And it's not the muscle they gain, it's fat. And that's just their body type. It happens. Not to everybody, but it happens to a lot of them. And that's because of bad eating habits and not getting exercise. Those that seem to come to the gym a lot and eat properly seem to stay in shape really well. Now, for all your girls out there that want to start training at a young age or want to go to a gym, don't be scared off by muscle. Don't come to me or someone else and say, I don't want to get big like that guy. I don't want to get muscle. You're not going to happen. It's not going to happen to you. It's not going to happen to anybody unless they really work hard and work towards that goal of having big muscle. It doesn't happen overnight, and women do not get muscular like that without going really heavy and training hard. If you're going to exercise program just to exercise, you're going to be in hard rock shape. Now, I don't know about too many contests today. I know there's fitness contests and physique contests, but back in the day when they had the teenage, I don't think they have those anymore, but it got a pretty good turnout. There was a lot of people involved in that, and it really set the standard for a lot of the bodybuilders today, because that was their growing years, and then they grew into pro bodybuilders, and they grew into a lifestyle of fitness and health. And that's what it was then. It was fitness and health. It wasn't so much getting huge, but it was taking care of yourself and looking good. Vic Tanny Jr., like I said, it was kind of a thrill to meet him, since I knew his dad was just an iconic figure in the physique world and having gyms all over the place, and his uncle Armand Tanny was just quite a character. I post pictures of him, and it's funny how you come here, or I came here from a small town, and I became friends with all these people. It was something I never knew that was going to happen in a million years, but it did, and I enjoyed it. So if you have somebody your age, or any kids that are younger in teens, and you know somebody around teens and they want to start working out, I think 15 is probably a good age to get them going. I mean, 14 possibly, if they mentally can handle it, but 15, 16 is probably perfect. And my sons used to go to the gym with me when they were 15, 16 years old and worked out, and they did pretty well. They enjoyed it, and you know, they did what I did. Not so much today, but for the time being, it was good, and we had a good time, and it was great for our relationship, because we had something in common. In fact, one of my sons actually spent 4 years in the ring wrestling with me, and that was a lot of fun to have him as my tag team partner and as my opponent. So that's my take on training while you're young. I think doing something at a younger age is going to make you better as an adult and keep you in better shape and keep you healthier, and that's about it. Also, if you guys are wondering about these scabs on my face, because they've been on a couple of my videos lately, I'm getting skin cancer removed. Now, that came from all the years of laying in the sun at the beach, frying myself out in the sand, putting oil on and laying there for hours and burning my skin. I had really good skin. Well, later on it catches up with you, and you get these little things, and then you have to have them removed, and it takes about a week or two to heal up. So it's not like I'm getting in bar fights all the time. Those are actually scabs of little skin cancer that are healing up, and I try to stay on it about once every 2 months. So be careful when you're out in the sun. Use some sunblock and wear a hat or something that's treacherous. And it's you couldn't have told me that years ago. I was a sun worshiper, and I just let it go. Not anymore. It's not that way today. Thank you guys for watching Rick's Corner, and that's just a little bit of a tip for you, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye. Hope you enjoyed the video brought to you by Old School Labs. Use my discount code Grayson12 on the link below at oldschoollabs.com. Hey everyone, now you can have the Gold's Gym logo drawn by me, the artist Rick Grayson, personalized and made out to you and signed by me to frame and put on your gym wall or wherever you see fit to do so. It's a piece of bodybuilding history. It will never be duplicated again. It's the largest selling icon t-shirt logo in the world, and I'm the guy that drew it, and I will draw it for you. Just go to my website, rickdrasin.com, and order there. You can pay through PayPal, and it'll be sent out right away. And be sure to watch Rick's Corner for all the videos on bodybuilding, nutrition, fitness, pro wrestling, and anything that suits your interest as far as getting physically fit and being the best you can be from the golden era of bodybuilding.
Grayson. He's the equalizer, baby. See you next time.